All right, hey everybody. So we are back, and as promised, my beautiful wife is going to be setting up her very first fish tank.
Hello everyone.
How do we feel about it?
Confident.
Confident? All right,
I have
that's
a
what I
good
like to
teacher
hear.
here.
Yeah, sometimes. So, there's the tank. That is a 20-gallon that I got on Facebook Marketplace for free. And we're gonna get some rock in there. We've got sand, we've got everything. We'll go into the details about where I sourced it all at the end of the video. Right now we're just gonna go into the setup. All right, so first we're gonna start with the rock.
Yeah, from what I saw here, I'm going to do the whole tank. I thought it was just the 3-piece that you guys saw in the other video. So let's start. It has 2 here that I need to put it from what I understood, so I'm gonna start with that. I have a little one. Oh my god, it's just right here. I like this rock, that's why I'm trying to put it in.
So that one, I would try moving the base around, or you're gonna need to glue it in place.
What is the best option then?
So if you can shift, spin them around a little bit to get it, because it's really wiggly right now, so if something hits it. But if you shift it a little bit, you can try to find a good spot where it really like tucks in with the, where you move the pieces below it. So if you move the pieces below, then you get, because like this one's not very steady right now either. So maybe if you set that one back like that.
Maybe I think that's better.
That's better?
You can add some glue if you want it.
Alright. So you're going to want to take the rock off, but look where the contact points are, and just add glue where it's going to touch.
This one that dries with water.
Mm-hmm.
Is that good enough? Should
Looks
hold
good.
it. I'm gonna put some here.
Now, we've got...
Are you recording with this one?
Yeah, that one's still going. Alright, so I've got this, just to speed it up a little bit, it's just an accelerator. So just to speed up the process, you could just leave the glue, but what you're going to do is just spray a little bit of that on, and it's going to kind of cause it to insta-set. It's just going to give you a little bit of stability while you're putting in sand.
Smells good.
Alright. We now have a bucket of sand.
So do you always have to add a sand or no?
You don't. That's purely up to your preference.
So I can choose because I'm the one building.
Yeah, some people like the sand. In little tanks like this, I generally like sand, but you don't have to.
I'm gonna add it just so the fish have something else to swim on.
Now you always want to add the rock first. That way, if the fish like move the sand around or stuff like that, the rock's not propped up by the sand and it doesn't shift and fall. So you add the rock first so it's straight on the glass, then you can add the sand in afterwards.
My first tip would be do somewhere you can reach. I can't reach here. Because he made it thinking of his size. He's 6'4", I'm 5'6", so. I'm gonna go up
A
here.
little bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
Yeah, we need a step stool for you.
we just did here. That's good.
Good? Yeah, we can wash a little bit of the stuff off the rocks when we have water. Alright, so you've got your white bucket there. So we're going to add it carefully. And I would pour it down onto the rock, not into the sand directly, because you don't want to mix too much of it up. You're just going to make the whole tank dusty.
Alright. And this water is already salt, right?
Yes, so this water is going to be, for this build, I'm suggesting that you go to your local fish store and purchase 20 gallons of pre-mixed salt water. It's going to be a lot cheaper doing it that way than it is to, you know, buy an RDI, buy salt, buy everything. So again, this is to get your, you know, hands wet, feet wet, you know, however you want to put it. Get used to it and kind of, you know, get a feel for reef keeping. I'll put the price on the screen right here for how much it costs at my store. I know it's going to fluctuate a little bit, but right here I'll put up the price for how much it costs to fill this tank with water from the pet store. It's actually another thing to mention. Make sure when you're doing this, you're using a table or support or stand that can hold the weight you're putting in it. This is 20 gallons. The easy way to do the math is just 10 pounds per gallon. Technically, it's like 8.5. But just to make the math simple, and factoring in for the rock and the tank and all the above, 10 pounds per gallon. So this tank is going to weigh 200 pounds. So unless it's something that you feel confident having a grown man comfortably like stand on, don't put a tank on. Done. Just kidding.
Finally. Alright.
Alright. So, gotta add the filter. We have to add the light. And we add at least one of these. We'll see how it looks when we put it in the tank. Let's add this first. So, it's a suction cup. It's on the back. Just release this, stick it on, and you go like that to tighten it down.
Whatever I want.
I would try to point it, I would try to set it so it's kind of out of the way, but have it pointing like so it circulates the water nicely around the
No,
tank.
I mean
Like,
anywhere like dip. It could be just on top here, right?
you don't want to put it too close to the top or it'll pull air, but it can be in the top.
Okay.
That'll be fine. You can always adjust it if it blows the sand around too much. stuck on there good?
Looks
Yeah.
like.
I'm gonna try plugging it in, see what it looks like. If it just makes the sand go wee.
It's good to me.
It's good.
Mm.
Alright, do you want to add the other one on this side?
Do we need it?
Maybe not. Let's start with that and see how it looks from now.
Alright, next is this. This is the filter.
Yes. So that I would try to tuck in a place where it's not really going to show up. So it just suction cups onto the back.
Like the bottom or behind this?
You can set it back. You could set it back down like this.
I was gonna
You
make
could
it
set it like in the corner right here if you wanted. You could set it in that corner if you wanted, so all of the electronics are together. Wherever, but you just kind of,
like this.
yep, sideways or like that. Here, let me get you the stool.
No, what about you?
Alright, see, you can already see it sucking junk up into it. Okay. Next thing, the light. Alright, so the way this goes, you have this piece here. You put it over the side of the tank so that this on the back, and then you're going to tighten that screw. Don't dunk it in the water. We'll put it on in the middle. So, how's that?
Ooh, wow. It's beautiful.
Now it looks like a fish tank.
Right. And what is the difference in here?
So you can press the arrows that spin like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to shift through color mode. So you go to blue, a warm white.
What will we giving me this one?
I would leave it on the next one. Not that one, sorry. That one.
Are we gonna have corals here?
Yep.
So that's why I have the light.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright. Next. Fish. So, because this tank was set up with established So because this tank was set up with established live rock, both this large piece here and that piece there both came out of an established system. You can buy this from the pet store, you can get it from someone who's breaking down their system, however you want to do it. But because it's established live rock, I don't really have to worry about letting the tank
Clean the rock?
cycle. Sorry, I don't have to really worry about it letting the tank cycle. So what that means is typically if you have like dry rock and everything, you have to let the bacteria build up so that when the fish get in there and they're pooping, peeing in the water, it doesn't get too gross. The bacteria is what cycles that and keeps it clean. Because these two big pieces of rock are already very cycled. We're not adding a lot of big fish because it's a little tank. They're going to be more than enough to maintain.
So you should put the rocks and wait a few days.
So if you don't go this route and you don't get pre-established rock, then you want to go through the whole process of cycling. That can take between a week and like 3 weeks, depending on how you do it. Now is the fish. I will let you pick which one you want to grab first.
So now it's a fish. And,
It's fine, lift up. Then you're gonna invert it. Turn it over and flip the net. There you go. Alright. One clown. Good addition into any starter tank. And every clown needs a friend. These two are already paired up.
this one's a
And
little
this
more
one
aggressive.
is a little larger. It is a killifish, to the best of my understanding, and it's actually semi-regional to the area, but it does fine and has been living in a tank at this temperature for quite a while. And there's one more in there.
Oh, there's one more?
Yep.
Oh.
Again, I know this is a lot of fish to add all at once. Because this rock is very cycled, I'm not worried about it.
Beautiful.
And a neon dottyback. Absolutely beautiful fish. Immediately goes and buries itself in a hole because it is unhappy that it just got moved.
Now the coral?
Now the coral.
Can I touch it? Ooh, it's slimy. Here's his eye, baby. It's so weird. It's like a little tree. What I do, quick?
Alright, so you're gonna put glue on the bottom. Put like a nice, like teardrop sized piece of glue.
And then do what?
And then you're gonna take it, stick it down onto the rock and kind of wiggle it a little bit until the glue, to break up the glue a little bit. You can flip it over.
Well,
See? Go a little more.
do you want to record?
Just get a little closer to the. That's good. You don't have to add that much, but a little extra like that will make it easier. And so I might set that piece,
I'm touching the core. Is that okay?
I might set that piece like right up here if you want it.
Where? Here?
You can set it like right here, you can set it down here. And kind of wiggle it around a little bit to break the glue up. So it really sticks in there. There you go. I'll just kind of hold it for a second. Because it's a lot of glue, it might take a little bit longer than normal.
With those short shorts, guys.
Short sleeves.
Yeah, short sleeves. Only. No, put your wash.
Now you can set up on top wherever. It's probably good. All right,
That's all?
you're done.
Yay, my first fish tank set up.
Now this one is set up without a heater. Our house stays very warm during the winter, so it will maintain about 74 degrees Fahrenheit without a heater. If we're having any issues with the temperature dropping, I will install a little heater in there as well. But I've had multiple tanks like this. The 2 anemone tanks, for example, are also run without heaters. They stay at a nice 74, 75 during the winter. I honestly have more issues with them during the summer. So, as you can see, nice and easy, something anyone can do. Overall, I would put the total cost of what this system would cost to get running. And then I will add a little bit of detail, kind of where I got the livestock, where I got the tank and everything like that as well at the end here. So, thank you all for watching. Hope you really enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
So what'd you think? Is it something anyone can do?
Yes, but you need instructions, like this video, for example. I wouldn't be able to do it by myself without. And I know you're gonna put links and names because that's also helpful. I wouldn't know water. I would go to the fish store and be like, what water. So I think it would be helpful if you can have this in the description, because I just was able to do because YouTube bought everything. So I don't think I could buy myself without like having the right names and everything. So other than that, it was fun, it's easy, and it looks beautiful here. Anyone can do it.
Alright everybody, so let's talk about how this all went. First, I do want to apologize for taking so long to get this video out. We shot the initial footage and then I proceeded to get sick and completely lose my voice, so I couldn't film the follow-up footage. So, plague is gone, back to normal. So let's kind of go into the details, how much this all cost, and I'm going to talk about where you can get everything that we had in this build. So to start out with, from the other video, we had the filter, the wave maker, and the light. All of that, oops, help if I could write correctly. All of that, $80. Okay? So, with that being said, the goal of this was to get everything done under the $100 budget. So, what else did we add? Now, as I mentioned in the video earlier, I got the tank for free on Facebook Marketplace. Someone was getting rid of it, and you will find, so if you search around, you'll find this happens quite frequently. So the goal to doing this in a cost-effective manner is that you have to be willing to wait a little bit. So if you are looking to do this over the course of one weekend, get everything, wham bam, tank is set up, good to go, well, guess what? It's probably going to cost you more. I know there are, sales. You can get a 20-gallon tank for roughly $20, $25, stuff like that. I didn't want to spend that. I got this tank for free. So tank, $0. The tank also came with a hang-on back filter. I could have used that and saved myself a little money. I think they're kind of obnoxious. I prefer the little internal one that I got anyways. Like I said, it's mostly just polishing, kind of to pull the particulates out of the water. So that's the route I went. So $80, $0 for the tank. All right. Rock. We're gonna break this down also. So the live rock we added to kind of cycle the tank. Dry rock. Dry rock, again, you can get for free all the time. People will be giving it away. I've given away hundreds of pounds of rock when I get tank breakdowns. I don't want to deal with the rock. I give it away for free because I just can't move it fast enough and takes up a lot of space. So again,
Dry rock, you can get as much as you want. You should be able to get that free. If you are getting a tank breakdown from someone, again, you can probably get it from that. So dry rock, $0. Live rock, if you know some people, there's a shot you might be able to get it for free, but honestly, probably not. Maybe if you catch someone at the right time when they're breaking down their tank on one of the, the Reef Facebook groups and something like that, there's a chance you can be like, hey, can I get, a piece or two? I'm going to go with honestly not. My store sells live rock for $5 a pound. We're going to say you want about 4 pounds or so. So the rock is going to cost us $20. So right there, we have hit that $100 mark. So that still doesn't include the water, fish, livestock, anything like that. So if you get the water for me costs $1.50 a gallon. 20-gallon tank, so $30. All right, so $130, that tank is set up and running. Now, if you see the footage from the end of the video, you will notice that I ended up adding a heater. The reason that I did this is actually because of where this tank is located in my house. Like I said, my house is very warm. We keep it, 76 or so year round, or during the winter. So it ends up, keeping the tank right around 74. Haven't had any issues with that. This tank, however, being where it is right next to a large external window. So I was noticing it was cooling down a little bit more than I wanted it to. So I added a heater. So we're going to count this as optional. Honestly, though, for the sake of a beginner, I would probably not say that it's optional. I would probably just say do it. If your tank temperature drops, realistically speaking, that's going to happen over the night when you're not looking at the tank. During the day, when everything's, the lights on and everything's up and running, and your house is a little warmer because you're in it, that's when your tank, you're going to be checking the temperature. So honestly, I would say just go ahead and get the heater. You can get a solid quality heater like an Eheim or something like that that's got a little bit of a brand behind it. I wouldn't buy the cheapest heater you can find. Reason being that heaters are probably the most likely thing to kill your tank and kill it quickly if they screw up. So if you want to go find one on AliExpress that is the cheapest out there, yeah, you can probably find a heater for honestly like $5. I don't know, I haven't looked. I wouldn't do it. Eheim has one for $25. All right, so 80, 20, 30, 25, that puts us at $155. So we are over the total. Now again, in this, you also saw that I added livestock. Right, so we are at a tank overall, $155. The goal for this video was to get this set up at $100. Realistically speaking, my plan was to do it this way. I was going to end up being over a little bit because of the water. Again, that's going to be an ongoing expense, and you can argue whether or not I should count that into this number, but it's what it took to get the tank up and running. I'm adding it. Oh, sorry. Back to things that went in the tank. The sand, got it with the tank breakdown. When I got the tank, had sand in it, so that was free. All I did, take the sand, wash it really well, put it down in a bucket, rough it up a lot, keep pouring water through it until the water comes out clean. Sand is good to go. I then let it dry out, and I just pretty much sterilized that sand. So, sand was also free. Now if we go to the livestock of the fish, so 2 clowns, 1 killifish, I don't know how if that's how you spell it. And 1 neon dotty back. Right. Again, if you pay attention to Facebook, this stuff can come to you for free. Someone had their tank start leaking. They didn't want to sell the fish. They didn't want to do anything. They just needed to get rid of these fish. I have some of them have gone into my large display. These ones went into this display for this purpose, right? The clown, the neon, I trusted in this system. They're small and simple. The killifish, to be honest, I'm not sure what to do with yet. I'm not sure I 100% trust it in the reef tank right now. So it is staying here for the time being while I kind of figure out what I'm going to do. So again, though, I got these for free. Now, realistically speaking, the size of these clowns, if I had bought them at the store, they're probably going to, honestly, my store around here probably charges about 50 to 60 each. Realistically, I probably could have gotten the pair for 100, right? All of a sudden, you've got almost the price of this setup in 2 fish. Wait around. People are trying to get rid of clownfish all the time for dirt cheap online because everyone has them in a tank, and you can't have realistically more than 2 in 99% of tanks. So again, anytime I buy a tank breakdown, I'm figuring out what to do with extra clowns. That's why I have clowns in all of my systems, because they've been clowns that I'm like, oh, those ones are kind of cool, and I hang on to them, or I just have been too lazy to post them and sell them because I know I'm not really getting any money for them. So if I have a system to put them in, that's what I do with them, right? So now I have another pair of clownfish. Same thing with the neon dotty back. They're not cheap, right? So if you were getting these fish normally, you'd be spending a lot. Look around. People probably won't give this away for free most of the time. Clownfish, get that starter fish in there, enjoy the tank, and go from there. So my fish, I spent $0. Coral. Now, coral is another thing that you are going to spend a little bit of money on, but you can get a lot of frags of beginner style corals. Corals that are very hardy, corals that grow very quickly, corals that are realistically going to survive most things that a beginner is going to throw at them for pretty cheap online. If you go into the store, I have seen green star polyp, or worse, if you go online and look at the online vendors, I see people that are shipping green star polyp for $80 a frag. There are people all over the place that will give it to you for the cost of the frag plug they put it on because they just want to get rid of it, right? They'll give you a little chunk of rock with it on it. They will sell it to you for $5 a frag if they bothered to frag it up and make it look pretty, right? They're going to be giving these corals away. These are really good corals to go with. So realistically speaking, you can add 3, 4, 5 pieces of coral if you're kind of shopping around for $5 to $10 a frag. Let's average that out at 8 times 5, $40. So coral, 5 frags. Realistically speaking, about $40 to kind of get up and running. So at that point, you have fish, you have coral, you have a fully running system for $155 plus 40, so $195. You have everything for less than $200, right? I know the goal of this video is to set the tank up for less than 100. Honestly, I think I got pretty close, but we're gonna add that in there anyways because it's in the tank, it's in the video. I'm not gonna lie to you and tell you I didn't put it in there, and I'm telling you the reason. You can get fish for really cheap. Okay, maybe you ended up spending $30 on a pair of clowns, right? Or maybe you ended up spending, XYZ because someone was giving away for cheaper online. But that's still a really affordable deal. So what I am trying to tell you here is that you can set up a tank right around the $200 mark. It's a nice looking tank. It's going to be a very good introduction into the hobby. And you can see if this is something you actually like, right? Like, people are going to come over and look and go, wow, that looks really nice. And all you did was spend 200-ish. Maybe you went fancy. Maybe you bought a nice anemone for your clownfish. Maybe you went XYZ. Okay, 300. You are under $300 for a really simple system. If you bought one of the tanks that's online, the fancy all-in-one systems and everything like that, the 20-gallon tanks are a couple $100. And they're very nice, but it's not worth it when you could have the whole setup for that price. Now, maybe you get down the line, you realize, okay, the light, I should upgrade that a little bit. Yes, there's something to say that if you go and buy the light up front, you're not having that cost of having to upgrade in the future, but not everyone can just dump money into the top of the line gear from the get-go for a trial run. So do this, have the trial run, and then see if it's something you like and go from there. So that's all for this video. Really appreciate y'all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. Let me know if you like this video. I have been trying to kind of judge based on views and everything what videos y'all like. And honestly, I was a little surprised the last one did as poorly as it did, compared to like the standing wave one, which did really well. So let me know in the comments what kind of videos y'all want to see. Do you want to see me start live streaming and bringing on different guests? I know that recently there has been a little bit of a lull in the live content arena where, certain people have dropped off. So, hopefully Reef Bum comes back. Really miss his live streams. There's been a couple of the UK streams that have dropped off. So, right now, as far as lives are concerned, I'm only watching Reef Dudes and Reef Dork. I know there's a couple extras, but for lives, that's all I've been paying attention to recently. So let me know what you want to see. Maybe you want more tutorials on how-to specific things. I can do those. Maybe you want just pretty pictures of, coral, and honestly, those are a little tough because I'm filming this on an iPhone, so the video quality is what it is, but I will work on those videos too. So let me know in the comments. Hit the like button. Please hit subscribe. It helps a lot. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.